The Jamaica Forum for Lesbians or Sexuals and Gays, JFLAG, is holding the government to statements made during last year's national political debate. This morning, the group outlined a 5-step policy it expects the government to address in its first year in office. The information was presented at a forum hosted by the group and the British High Commission at the UWI Mona campus. Kirika McIntyre reports.
JFLAG says the group has made strides 13 years after it was established, despite reporting some 85 incidents including killings and other discrimination in 2011. May 17 was declared Anti-Homophobia Day as homosexuality was removed from the list of mental disorders on this day in 1990. Thursday, JFLAG unveiled 5 policy steps on sexual orientation and gender identity it expects the government to take in its first year. JFLAG is calling on the Prime Minister to lead the charge in speaking out by declaring full citizenship and humanity of Jamaicans, including members of the gay community. The organization stated that the Attorney General should take steps to draft anti-discrimination legislation or amend the Charter of Fundamental Rights and Freedoms to protect all. Currently, this section of the Constitution makes sexual activity between men illegal. JFLAG is also calling on the National Security Minister and the JCF to institute training of its officers to protect the rights of all. Pointing to the ministry with responsibility for gender affairs, JFLAG says it should establish a sexual orientation desk. Finally, the Education Ministry should, according to JFLAG, develop necessary competence of teachers to deal with discrimination. Prime Minister Simpson Miller's recent acceptance of a Time Magazine award has sparked discussions and calls for the administration to declare its hand so far as gay rights is concerned. But unlike those who have criticized the Prime Minister for not speaking on gay rights following the national debates, JFLAG says Mrs. Simpson Miller deserved the award from the magazine.
There certainly are pockets of tolerance. We published a bit of research that was conducted the end of 2010, beginning of 2011, which showed that about 20% of Jamaicans are tolerant, and they measured that by the kinds of words that they use to describe gay and lesbian people.
Education Minister Ronald Thwaites joined in the call to cease discrimination, highlighting the policy that should be enforced in the island's schools.
The policy of the Ministry of Education and the instructions to all schools is that they must provide a safe environment for persons of all sorts.
Kirika McIntyre, CVM News.
And JFLAG has responded to the apology made by popular dancehall artist Moses Beenieman Davis. Beenieman posted a YouTube video recently clarifying his current views about the gay community. But has JFLAG accepted the apology?
Do not fight against me for some song that I sing 20 years ago. There's no one in this world is the same person as though there was 20 years ago. You know, I'm not. You understand? So, I was a kid, yeah, and I come from Waterhouse in one community. I never know what the world is like and what the world is all about. Now I know that people live in the world that live their life differently from my life. I still have to respect and love human beings. So please, I'm begging you, do not have me up for what some songs that I wrote, some old songs, long time, please.
That was the apology from Beenieman recently for his past lyrics denouncing homosexuality. The artist, who indicates that his views have changed, must now contend with whether the local gay community JFLAG has forgiven him or at least believes his latest apology is genuine. Executive Director of JFLAG, Dane Lewis, on Thursday told CVM that he was impressed with the stance taken by the artist.
The piece that got me was that it wasn't a press release. That this was a video clip of him speaking from his heart. And the piece that got me was that no one is the same as they were 20 years ago.
Beenieman and other dancehall artists have in the past signed an agreement to stop incorporating homophobic lyrics in their music. JFLAG, however, remains cautious so far as the artist is concerned, as Dane Lewis maintains it's a wait-and-see situation. But has the gay community forgiven Beenieman?
That's a tough one. The key piece is to see whether they will perform those songs ever again. Having it in one's repertoire, having signed a document that says you will not perform doesn't mean you won't breach it. So we have to, the true test is in whether they will breach that.
Karika McIntyre, CVM News.